Hello, I'm Megan. Welcome to an introduction to Pilates. Let's sit with our right ankle crossed in front of the left. Let's start pulling our belly button in and lifting the pelvic floor away from the mat. Focus on that, lifting the pelvic floor away and pulling the belly button in. Let's bring our fingertips to the mat. Keep lifting that pelvic floor and relaxing. Pull the belly button in and relax. This will be an introduction to Pilates. We'll be working the shoulder girdle, the hip girdle, and the spine. Those will be the joints we'll be focused on strengthening. Keep pulling that belly button in and lifting the pelvic floor, pulsing them up while I chat. So we will also be working on strengthening and stretching the major muscles of the body whenever we do Pilates. Start taking the shoulders forward, up, back, and down. Forward, up, back, and down. My background is in dance and aerobics and fitness, and I've been doing Pilates about 20 years. For me, it helps prevent injuries, and it just generally helps us feel great inside our joints. So the fingertips are coming up, and we're going up and over. Side stretches here. Warming up the spine in every direction that the spine goes. The next one we will hold it here, belly button in. If you find your top elbow bending, lengthen it up, reaching the fingertips towards the seam of the wall and the ceiling. Really reach. Up and over to the other side. Here we go. If the elbow is bent, lengthen the arm, lengthen the fingertips and reach. Gorgeous. Now we're coming up. We breathe in, breathe out. The elbows come down to the thighs. The fingertips come long out in front. We're walking the fingertips forward. Keep the arms long and keep the spine long. We're not going to hunch over. We're pulling the belly button in and reaching forward. Then you'll really feel that stretch in your hips and lower back. We're coming up. V for victory. Strength in the hips and your abs enable you to swap ankles. From here, fingertips float down. We've got the right fingertips behind, the left arm across the thigh. And then to the other side. Moving stretches here, moving dynamically, side to side. Warming up the spine with a twist. Start to add the face looking behind you each time you go. The next one we will hold as a stretch. Right fingertips behind, left across, check. That you're not hunched, you're sitting up nice and tall. Shoulders down, breathing in, breathing out, and looking over that back shoulder. Holding it here. Then we'll go to the other side. We unwind from the face. Then the shoulders, setting up the fingertips. Left fingertips behind, right across. Breathing in, breathing out, looking over the back shoulder. We're unwinding face, then shoulders. V for victory. Elbows float to the thighs. Fingertips come to the floor, and then we're walking the fingertips forward. Feeling that in the hips, maybe the glutes, and a nice long spine. We're coming up, and we're going to push the walls away 4 times. Spread the fingers, feel that circulation. Look at the hand each time you push. Good. In we go, knees up. And we're coming into our side saddle position. Both feet are flat on the floor. If you're relaxed, pull the belly button in, lift the spine up away from the hips. Arms float here. We're going to rock back a little bit and then forward a little bit. Find your range of motion in your hips and your lower abs. Getting nice and warm here. How about starting to exaggerate it? Reach a little bit further back. Each time you go, 4 like that. We breathe in and we breathe out. 2 more. Sitting up, we take one leg forward, other leg forward, check. Knees and toes are up to the ceiling with a human letter L. Pull the belly button in, lower the shoulders. So if you're round anywhere, aim to come up like the letter L. Now we're going to breathe in, breathe out, fold forward, reaching the fingertips towards your toes. Up and over your toes, they're floating, they're up here. Gorgeous. Now we're coming up, one foot flat, other foot flat, and we're going on to our bartenders. So belly button in, shoulders down. You're reaching for a glass behind you, and then coming back up. The other arm reaches for a glass, come back up. You could start small, opening up the shoulders and the upper back. If you'd like to make it bigger, belly button in, and start to exaggerate the movement. Little bit bigger. Reaching for the drink. Coming back up. Last two. And one. And then here we are. We're going to meet on our backs. You're breathing in, breathing out. Hold the thighs if you need to. We're coming down onto our backs. Check that your feet and knees are about hip distance apart. The spine is into the mat, belly button pulled in. We've got our pelvic tilts here. Pull the belly button in, pull in the lower back abs, and we're tilting up for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Fingertips are glued together, palms float down, the arms are on the floor next to us. Now we're curling the hips, then the lower spine, middle spine, upper spine, all the way up into your bridge. Squeeze the glutes. And feel the stretch in your hips, holding it here for a moment. This time, as the spine floats down, the arms float overhead onto the floor, and we start to swap. Your bridge is up, your arms are down next to you, bridge floats down, arms float overhead. Starting to move the spine like a ribbon, curling all the way up, curling all the way down. 2 more like that. There's 2. Here's 1. We hold the bridge up. Find both glutes and squeeze them. We're going to pulse for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Extra squeeze. And we lower on down. We're going to hug one knee in, hug the thigh towards the abs, and hold it here for a moment, feeling that glorious stretch in the hip and the lower back. Then we swap. Other foot down, other foot, knee, and knee coming in, hugging it there. We're going to swap again, and this time check belly button in, pulling the thigh in. We're straightening out the other leg onto the floor for your lower back stretch. Holding it here. This is called the single leg stretch. We breathe in, we breathe out, and we swap. You could start to point your toes, add a little bit more form. Resting it here. The single leg stretch is about to become the dynamic single leg stretch to work the lower abs. Here we go. We breathe in, we breathe out to swap, into swap. Breathing out, breathing in. You could start to float that long straight leg. If you'd like to add to this movement, flex the feet, really stretch the hamstrings. If you'd like to add to this, breathe in, breathe out, float the head, neck, and shoulders. And now you're doing the full exercise here. Single leg stretch, dynamic for the abs. We're taking this straight into the crisscross, opposite shoulder to opposite knee. Here we go. Across, across. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and we'll float back down for your stretch. Holding it here. You can let the feet relax. While we're here, let's circle this knee 4 times in each direction, getting rid of tension in the hips and lower back, other way. Then here we go, we'll swap, breathing in, breathing out to swap. Feet can relax as we stretch. Start your circles here for the hip. We're circling the knee, we're guiding the leg around 4 times in each direction. Other way. Then we've got one knee in, other knee in, and you're having a ball hug here. Hug the shins, lower the thighs towards the chest, and stretch the hips away from the spine. You've got a nice long spine into the mat, shoulders away from the ears. From here, we're guiding one knee and then the other knee. They're over the hips at 90-degree angles. We're setting up for the 100, one of the famous Pilates exercises for the lower abs. This is a table right here. This is a table as well on your shins. Arms float up, long, straight, and strong. We're going to do this 100 times. We're going to breathe in, 2, 3, 4, and out, 2, 3, 4. That's 10. So we keep going like this, pulling the belly button in. This position is for any neck or spinal injuries. Otherwise, how about breathing in? Breathe out. Float the head, neck, and shoulders. There you are. We're halfway through. So we bring the palms up to the ceiling. Keep lifting, pulling the belly button in, lifting up. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4, out, 2, 3, 4. The full position is to lengthen the legs, press the heels together. There you go, full position of the 100. Pilates classical exercise. Breathing in, 2, 3, 4, out, 2, 3, 4. Last set. Breathe out, 2, 3, 4. Extra hold. And we lower down one knee in, other knee in, into your ball stretch again. Once you're here, hold the shins and we'll circle both knees around 4 times. Knees are glued together, thighs and feet glued together. Other way, gorgeous massage for the hips and lower back and the abs. Then we're putting one foot down, other foot down. We're coming over onto one side. Bottom arm stretches out, the ear rests on that arm like a pillow, keeping the neck in alignment. Hips and knees at 90-degree angles, feet are glued together. We breathe in, we breathe out, and we lift the top knee and lower it. This exercise is called the clam. It's one of the other most famous Pilates exercises, strengthening the hip joint. We're keeping the belly button in the whole time. And we're not letting the body rock. So when we lift the knee, we don't rock back on accident. We keep full control, strengthening the hip joint. Last 2. And last one. Then we're taking this leg, and we're pushing the heel away from us towards the wall. You've got a long straight line from your heel all the way up to your fingertips. This heel, we're floating it above the floor and we're circling it back for 8. Little circles around a tennis ball. Keep pulling that belly button in, you're doing really well. We stop at the top and now we circle forward. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Extra hold. We bend the knee back in and we're pushing ourselves up into the mermaid position. Mermaid is a great place to stretch. You can take your right hand onto your right ankle, bring the left fingertips up to the ceiling and then up and over. And we're aiming to be lifted up out of the rib cage. If you're curling at all, aim to lift the heart forward and up, holding it here. We'll go to the other side, fingertips down, and we come up and over. Lovely, we're up. Knees are glued together. Glued together again as we come to the other side. Side roll down here, straight through the shoulder. We roll down. Belly button in, hips and knees at 90-degree angles. Feet stay glued together for the clam. We breathe in. We breathe out and lift the top knee. We breathe in as we lower, out as we lift. Really good work for the glute and the hip joint. If you've had a hip replacement, these are great exercises to do. When you're cleared to exercise, clams will help keep that joint strong. If you haven't had a hip replacement, this will help prevent needing one at some point in time. A lot of Pilates is about strengthening the joints. Last two, here we go. Breathing out, breathing in, last one. Breathing out, breathing in. This top leg, we flex the foot, we push the heel away from us. You've got a long straight leg on top. Little circles around a tennis ball. We're circling back. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and circle forward. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Nice work. We bend the knee. We push ourselves up into the mermaid position. Left fingertips to left ankle. Check posture. Right fingertips up and over. Nice side stretch here. We'll go to the other side. Right fingertips down. Left arm up and over. Then we're coming in. We're coming onto all fours in the tabletop position. Your back is the table, so if it's a little bit arched or a little bit curled, find a nice long flat straight back. That could be a table. Belly button in, shoulders away from the ears. Hands are under the shoulders, knees are under the hips. Here comes Superman. We're breathing in, breathing out. The opposite arm, opposite leg stretches out and then lifts to make a long straight line. We lower down. Other side, we breathe in, we breathe out to lift the other opposite arm, opposite leg, and lower down. Start taking these at your own pace. We're lifting and lowering. The focus is on keeping the belly button in and keeping the leg and the arm long and strong. If it's too much, you could always just go out and stay on the mat and then glide back in like this. Otherwise, let's meet out and up. Holding it here, we pulse 8 times. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and hold. You've got it. Other side. We go out and up, lift and hold, and we pulse. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower down. Now we're sitting back. Hips go towards the heels of the feet, arms stretched long in front, relaxing down into your child's pose for a moment. Breathing in, breathing out, we're coming forward onto the front of our body. We're letting the elbows come under the shoulders, fingertips are spread out, shoulders away from the ears. We're going to start walking along by walking one heel towards the glute and then down. Other heel towards the glute and then down. Keep a nice long spine, a neutral neck, so we're not crunching backwards and we're not drooping forwards. The head is nice and neutral, face looking forward. Every time you come up, you can feel how you're working the hamstrings while stretching the quads. One more like that on each side. Keep pulling that belly button in. We lower the body down. We're into the human letter X. Legs come slightly wider than the mat. Arms are reaching at the top corners of the mat. Your forehead could be on the mat or floating a little bit. We're going to breathe in, breathe out, raise one leg, nice and long. Lower down. Other leg, we raise the leg, we lower down. Squeeze the glute as you lift the leg. Keep the leg as long as you can as it floats up and down. You could start to add the opposite arm. Similar to the Superman knees movement. Now we're doing Superman on the mat in the letter X. Opposite arm, opposite leg, floats up each time. You could continue like this if you'd like to add to it. How about breathing in, breathing out, raising all 4 limbs, lowering down. 3 more like that. We breathe out. We breathe in to lower. 2 more. Floating up, floating down. Last one, we hold up. Here comes the swimming. Long arms, long legs. Start to paddle. Opposite arm, opposite legs. Keeping the neck neutral. Squeeze the glutes, we go. For 5, 6, 7, and 8. Extra squeeze. Lower down, hands come under the shoulders, and we're pushing ourselves up into the tabletop position again. Ready for 3 cat-cows. So we breathe in, breathe out. We arch the back up like a cat. Push the hips towards the elbows. Let the head relax down. Opposite direction. We push the hips towards the ceiling. The elbows will bend, and we push the ribs through the arms a little bit, feeling a stretch. A few more like that at your own pace. Should feel nice through your spine, through the elbows and hips. A nice flowing movement. Start to exaggerate it, bend the elbows a little more, curl up a little more. A couple more like that. Last one. We're coming up, child's pose. Sitting back, stretching long. Really nice, relaxing here. We're breathing in, breathing out, and we're coming up, all the way up. We will do 5 hip planks on each side. So we're coming down. The shoulder is directly over the elbow, fingertips spread out. You're going to be on your forearm on this side, knees and feet stacked on top of each other. Your hand could be on your hip or on the floor in front. Start small and then get bigger. Here we go, we're breathing in. Breathing out to raise the hips up off the floor, in as you lower. We've got 4 more to go, that's 2. You could start reaching for the ceiling each time, that's 3. Here's number 4. Number 5, we raise and hold here, reach the fingertips. You could add to it by lengthening the top leg out. The toe is on the floor, breathe in. Breathe out, reach overhead. Back up, and we come down the way we came. All the way down, and up. Well done. Other side, knees are glued together. To come to the other side, we're coming down onto our forearm. Check your shoulders over your elbows. If it's a little bit that way or that way, it will strain the joints. So this is like a wall in a house. We would build it straight from top to bottom. Here we go, belly button in. We breathe in. We breathe out to raise the hips. It could be a tiny lift. In as we lower. Start to make the lift higher. There's number 2. Here comes number 3. Start reaching for the ceiling. Number 4. Number 5, we're going to hold your best lift of the hips. Reach for the ceiling and hold. Check your shoulders are away from the ears. You're not sinking into the shoulder, you're up. Super strong. Top leg lengthens out, toe onto the floor. Hold it here. We reach overhead. We come back up. And we float down the way we came. We're coming up, all the way up. And now we're sitting side saddle again. Check our spines. If we're round, we pull the belly button in. Take the shoulders up, back, and down. The goal in Pilates is a lovely long spine. Great posture. Check ears, over shoulders, over hips. From here, we're going into an exercise called the saw. Your little finger is going to saw off the opposite toe of the other foot, the other leg. So, one leg out straight, other leg out straight. The legs are a little bit wider than the mat. Knees and toes up to the ceiling. Belly button in, shoulders up, back and down. First, we're going to point the toes away, then up to the ceiling. We point and back up. Here's 3. Here's 4. Keep the knees and toes up to the ceiling. Legs are long, check belly buttons in. Arms come out to the side. We're going to breathe in, breathe out as we reach for 3, 2, 1. Come on up. And go to the other side, breathing out. 2, 3. We come on up and we go to the other side. Sawing 3 times each side. Start to take these at your own pace. Goals include pulling the belly button in, aiming for 2 long straight arms. Next one, we're going to hold it on that side as a stretch. Holding it here, you can take this other arm forward as well. Hands are together. If they're here, that's fine. Reach wherever your saw reaches. We'll come back the way we came. Other side, here we go. Breathing in, breathing out into your saw position. Then take that back arm together with the other hand. Hold your saw here or here for your stretch. Then we go back the way we came. Arms up to the letter V, belly button in, breathing out, folding forward over your legs. Hands could be on your thighs, your shins, your ankles, maybe your toes. Most important thing is to sit up, out of the hips. Keep that stretch in the hips, lower back and hamstrings. If we curl a little bit, we lose the stretch. So aim to lengthen. Shoulders down. Rolling up. We'll do our hamstrings now. Shake that up. Sit up nice and tall, belly button in, shoulders down. And we point and flex. Great for the ankles and feet. Things that are great for the ankles and feet, for flexibility there. And strength can help with relieving tension in the lower back. Last one. We keep the knees and toes up to the ceiling. We breathe in, breathe out, and fold forward. Hands go wherever they go. No need to force a stretch. Find your position and then check belly button in, long spine, shoulders down. Feeling that gorgeous stretch through the hips, the whole backs of the legs. We're going to roll up, shake it out. We'll come back to where we started. Tailor position, right ankle in front, belly button in, sitting up nice and tall. Check your mobility. Check how you feel in the waist, hips and spine. That should feel lovely and flowing. A little warmer and stronger and more flexible than when we started. That's the goal. Here we go, breathing in, breathing out. Elbows down, fingertips down. Stretching here. Maybe you've gone a millimeter further. We're coming up. We're going to swap ankles. Other ankle in front. And we'll start our spinal twist. Careful and gentle when we twist, but we're going dynamically side to side. Again, feeling a little smoother through the hips and spine. That's the goal. Hold the next one as your stretch. Sitting all the way up, breathing in. Breathing out, looking over that shoulder. And the other way, we unwind. Hold the other side as your stretch. Check your posture. Up. We unwind, V for victory. Elbows bend near the thighs, tilting forward from the waist for your stretch. Feeling fabulous. We come back up. Butterfly stretch here. The soles of the feet touch each other. Hold the feet or the ankles, and we lengthen up, out of the spine, shoulders down. Bend the elbows and let them gently caress your butterfly wings open. Gentle on the thighs. Have a little wiggle, if it feels good. Maybe even a rock, side to side. We really want to get rid of tension in the body, which often starts in the hips and travels to the lower back or travels to the legs. Last one there. And there, fingertips come forward, belly button in. Let the elbows bend, let the hands and wrists, fingers, everything's relaxed. Inching forward like a snake. Hold for a moment. and then inch your way back so you've got flow throughout your spine. We want that flowing feeling in the spine. We're coming up. Sit however you feel comfortable sitting up. Check. Yep, shoulders down, nice strong spine. Face comes over to one side, around and up, other side, around and up. Face comes to the front. We make a fist, we stretch the fingertips out, in and out. 2 more like that, coming in and out. Last one, in and out. Shake it all about. And well done. Give yourself a nice hug. One arm on top, sitting up. Bring the chin down. Open out and go for your hug on the other side. Here it is. And up. If you've got your legs like I do in mermaid, make sure you swap. So you're stretching the other hip evenly. Otherwise, legs could be in front, or your tailor position, or however you feel comfortable. We'll do our shoulder stretch. Arm goes out, across and in. The face can go over the shoulder to the side wall. Then the face comes to the front, and we release shoulder stretch on the other side. Arm across and in. Sitting up really tall before we take the face over. Face comes back to the front and in. Well done. I hope you feel good in the hips, the spine, and the back. We worked a bit on the core, strengthening the core. There are 34 main Pilates exercises on the mat, which we will work through each time. We'll work through some of those each time. We did several today, and there are lots of variations. So Pilates is full of fun things we can do to strengthen and stretch the entire body. Well done. Give yourself a clap. Thanks for coming, and I look forward to seeing you again soon.